Hello and a very warm welcome, students of Europe Hotel School. My name is David, and I've spent my career right at the intersection of hospitality and AI. So today we're going to dive into a challenge that every single leader faces: performance reviews. We're going to explore how you can transform this, let's be honest, often dreaded process, into a powerful engine for growth, not just for your teams, but for your hotel's bottom line.
So, let's start with a question I think we can all relate to, right? Whether you're the one giving the review or the one on the receiving end, that annual performance meeting, it just feels so stressful. And a lot of the time it feels pretty disconnected from the work you've actually been doing all year. But why is that? Well, it turns out there's one big psychological quirk that's usually to blame. And that flaw is called recency bias. It's just a natural part of being human. We remember what happened yesterday way more clearly than what happened 6 or 9 months ago. So a manager, even with the best intentions, might totally forget that amazing project you knocked out of the park in Q1, but they'll definitely remember that tiny slip-up from last week. This single bias is exactly why those traditional reviews so often feel like an unfair snapshot instead of a true assessment of a whole year's worth of work. And this right here really lays out the huge shift in thinking we're talking about. On one hand, you've got the old way, a single, stressful event that's all about judging what happened in the past. But on the other hand, the modern approach is all about an ongoing conversation. It's based on a full 12 months of data, and its goal is to look forward, to focus on future development. It's a completely different philosophy.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we make this shift practical? Well, the solution is all about creating a continuous process, and it's powered by some really smart technology. At Europe Hotel School, we teach our future leaders how to use platforms that build this whole digital ecosystem for feedback and goals, making continuous management just a seamless, natural part of the daily workflow.
And this is where things get really powerful. Built right into the system is an AI that acts as your administrative co-pilot. Now, let me be very clear. This is not about replacing managers. It's about empowering them. Think of it as a tool that does all the heavy lifting, all that data sifting and analysis, so that leaders can focus on what they truly do best: coaching and developing their people.
So here's how it works, in 3 really simple steps. First, the AI gets to work, scanning an entire year's worth of digital footprints. Peer feedback, public praise and team channels, notes from meetings. Then, from all that data, it generates a really balanced, holistic summary of key achievements and areas for growth. And this is the crucial part. It ensures a fair review based on the whole year, which effectively gets rid of that pesky recency bias.
And this isn't just about making employees feel good. It has a direct, measurable impact on the bottom line. In our world, in hospitality, guest satisfaction is literally everything, right? And the data is crystal clear on this. Teams that get consistent, fair feedback can boost those guest satisfaction scores by 30% or even more. Fairness really does translate directly into excellent service.
But look, getting over memory bias is really only half the battle. There's a second problem that's just as damaging, and it's called writing bias. This is what happens when a manager's feedback is just vague. They tell an employee, you need to be a better team player. Okay, but what does that even mean? What specific actions are they supposed to take? The feedback ends up being totally useless.
This is where that AI copilot is just brilliant. Instead of that fuzzy feedback like, be a team player, it can suggest something super concrete and actionable. Hey, consider proactively offering to help the front desk team during those crazy peak check-in times. Instead of a generic, good job this year, it provides real data-backed praise. Your initiative on that Q3 marketing project, it directly led to a 15% increase in event bookings. This is how you turn vague judgment into actual constructive coaching.
And this really gets to the very heart of the transformation. What we're doing here is fundamentally changing the purpose of performance management. It's no longer a verdict on the past. It's a forward-looking conversation. It's a coaching opportunity that's designed to help every single member of your team grow.
And the business impact? Oh, it goes way beyond just guest satisfaction. Hotels that really embrace these data-driven strategies see significant revenue growth. We're talking 15 to 25%. And at the same time, because they're using digital tools to streamline processes like this, they're cutting down on operational inefficiencies by up to 20%. It's not just a nice-to-have, it is simply smart business.
So, what are the big takeaways here? When you adopt this modern approach, you create a culture of genuine fairness and transparency. You speed up professional development, and you build this deep foundation of trust between leaders and their teams. And let me tell you, in a hyper-competitive market like London, this is absolutely crucial for attracting and, more importantly, retaining the ambitious talent that's going to drive our industry forward.
And all of this brings us right back to why you're here. At Europe Hotel School, our whole mission is to empower you, not with just theory, but with the practical, real-world knowledge, the professional mindset, and the future-ready skills that the modern hospitality industry demands. Understanding and mastering systems like this is a massive part of that mission.
So, as you move forward in your amazing careers, I'm going to leave you with one question to think about. Is your leadership style ready for the future of hospitality? Are you prepared to lead with data, with fairness, and with a genuine commitment to coaching? We wish you every success on your journey. Thank you.